business meeting for Village on the Green and introduce myself as your chair, Sue Scambus. And it's great to see everybody here, and I don't see many new people, so if you are new, oh, Gail, there's Gail, that I've not seen attending our meeting before, welcome. We're glad to have you, and always encourage your new neighbors as they come in to make this meeting a priority, because you learn scoop here that you might not hear anyplace else. So this is a good place to come and to get your questions answered as well. In addition to being chair of the Residence Council this year, I'm also the representative for Building A. And so welcome all the Building A residents that are here as well. Please silence your phones so I'm not hearing music in the middle of our presentations. The Residence Council met last Thursday, the first Thursday of the month, as it does every month, and the minutes are posted on the Uniguest app at the Residence Council tab, thanks to our secretary, Lynn Esco, who gets them up there quickly, and thanks to ChatGPT, who makes it easier for us to do. I tremble when I think about all the things that AI does, but when you can use it as a tool to make your life easier, it's worth it. Just be careful with it, as we are. And that's the tool that we are using. That meeting, the Residence Council meeting, and all committee meetings are open to all residents to come as visitors, and always there's the opportunity to ask questions, usually at the end of the meeting, but this is our council, this is our committees as residents, so please, feel free to come and to listen and to learn and to ask your questions. The meeting dates for the committees are now in Green Horizons every month, so you can see when they meet and where they meet. I will bring forth the next slide, which is the agenda, so that you know what's coming up in our meeting today. I'll give you a Residence Council report, and then Stan is going to speak for Phyllis and Richard, who had a conflict, and give you some information on lifestyle. Milt Cross is going to speak at the beginning of that report to tell you about the new pottery program, which we're really excited about. Then Lynn is going to tell us what's upcoming for health and wellness. Basil's going to give us an update from FLYCRA and from the Foundation Advisory Committee. Jill from the Team Member Appreciation Fund, and then Stan will tie us up with, maybe tie us up, I hope not tie us up, will finish us up with electronic communications. He has invited Sean to step in at some point to give us an update on a couple of things that no one knows as well as Sean does, and so when he comes, I will interrupt the meeting and let him speak, and then get right back to work on all the things that he is doing. Okay. I hope that you participated in and took advantage of all of the anniversary activities that happened last week, the 40th anniversary from Village on the Green. There was so much going on that you probably didn't get to everything. I know I didn't get to everything, but everything I went to was amazing and sometimes better than I had anticipated. So it just shows that you never know until you get there how wonderful it's going to be. So I hope that you took advantage of that. And coming up in August, there will be a one-day celebration of the 50th anniversary of LifeSpace as a corporation. So watch for that as well. It's fun that we have 2 decade things happening in the same year, the 40th of Village on the Green and the 50th of LifeSpace. So watch for that. It's not on the calendar yet, but it will be, I believe, early August is when that's planned for. I hope you have had a chance to meet our new culinary director. Juan Chalice has been working the room. At dinner time, he's everywhere, which is wonderful. I think he will be a super replacement for Liz, who we hate to lose, but if we've got to lose her because she is having a nice promotion that she's really pleased with, he's a good next step in developing our culinary program. I think you'll find him approachable and definitely knowledgeable, and I hope that you've had a chance to meet him. He's very charming. I think he's quite charming. Those of you that have met him, don't you think so? So I think we will enjoy having him on board. We will be celebrating Liz at happy hour on Friday this week. That was in the Green Horizons, and don't overlook it, that she will be our featured guest at happy hour. And in past years, it's kind of like a receiving line so that you can go and speak to her individually as we go along. And people often bring cards to say how much we enjoyed having her here and thank you for everything that she's done. So if that's in your thinking, you will not be the only one that's bringing a card to thank her. Continuing to think about the dining room, we had a wonderful Bertie Wilkins event last Wednesday when you had great difficulty hearing anything that was said. And that was a real shame because especially the kids speak so well and so appreciatively of the scholarships, and hearing their remarks kind of brought a tear to my eye. And so if you weren't able to hear that, you suffered like we have suffered the hearing. Challenges in the dining room. The Plant Ops Committee and Lenny's group are on it to try to fix that. They have 2 bids, and the 3rd provider came yesterday to talk about how to increase the ability to hear in the palm and the sable and the heron. After dealing with that and getting that in place, then they will deal with the acoustics. What can we do about it being, now that we can hear, is it too loud what we're trying to hear? But they think that it's important to do the sound magnification solution before they do the dampening of the sound, the acoustics. But it's a 2-step process, and both of them are in consideration and going to happen in our lifetime, which is great. Continuing on, a quick summary of what's going on with Plant Ops. There is so much that it would take a whole hour of Steve Gus up here telling you about it. So I decided to short circuit him and give you just a short view, and as things proceed, we'll have him come in future meetings and give us more details. But you will have noticed that the clubhouse roof is complete. We hired an individual or external inspector yesterday to come and take a look at all of it before the county came and approved it. And so hopefully that went well. I saw him up there pointing at this, and this yesterday afternoon. So hopefully it will pass county inspection and the clubhouse roof will be complete. In the coming days and months, the roofs in the carports and the apartment buildings are on the schedule to be done as well, to have the same metal roof there. The carports will be a bigger challenge, especially the ones that are not attached to the buildings, because the trusses need to also be replaced. It's not just the surface, it's underneath. The wood trusses are not stable every place anymore. So all of that will be replaced. And that brings me to the plea for you to find in your heart your patience, because we are going to be disrupted on several levels for the next several months. We have the carports and then the buildings where roofing will be changing. And sometime this year, in my lifetime, we will be addressing the kitchen. The kitchen cannot be made larger, but it can be made more efficient. It can be reconfigured so that the flow for the workers within the kitchen, the cooks, the chefs, and the use of the new equipment that we bought more than a year ago can be used more effectively. But as you can imagine, we're going to have to essentially empty it and then put it back together again. And so it will be a challenge for us to get our meals, because it won't be in the same way we do it now. This is an issue of the ends justify the means. It's going to be better at the end. It's going to be great at the end, but it's going to be disruptive in the meantime. I'm somebody that doesn't like surprises, so I am planting this seed of an idea with you now. It's not happening right now, but it's going to happen. So start getting used to the idea that things are going to be strange for a while, and then it's going to be great again. Okay? Did I want to be the one up here telling you this? No, but I feel like as residents we need to know. It's going to be great. It's not great now, but it's going to be great. Okay. The construction on the pavilion and the Green Trail villas will happen pretty soon. We've heard this before, but we were also told at Plant Ops that they're within the last 30 days of getting the final approval from the county, because they have to approve in a certain amount of time after we submit our application, and they're coming up to their deadline on that. So as soon as that approval is in place, you will see trucks starting to come along the fairway and around the building to get the two projects underway. You may have heard that the plan is to do the two projects simultaneously, so when the concrete work is done over here, then they can come and work over here instead of having them go off to another site and do something else, and then maybe they're ready to come back when we're ready for them, and maybe they're not. So the plan is to keep them busy on campus and get the two projects done. The patio furniture has been delivered, and it will be finished up next week. They're doing it on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and let's see, Thursday is the 4th building to have theirs, and then next week, Tuesday and Thursday, will be buildings number 5 and 6, and we'll be done. So this is furniture on the large patio. There's no plan for Village on the Green to provide furniture for the small patio, so that's up to each individual building as to how they want to handle that. Okay, move on to the fact that Susan reported to us that our occupancy rate at the end of May was 89.7%, which is wonderful. We are bumping up on 90, and that there are 5 closings scheduled for June. So that will move us over 90, and that will be a great feeling. She also pointed out that you can assist with sales by writing a review on Google, a Google review of what you like about living here. And there are instructions on how to do that if you are like me and you don't know what to click to do that. And so we can provide that to you if you would like some help on knowing where to go on what website and where to enter things. I give you Susan Craig, who is able to help us all with this. Okay.
5-star reviews.
5-star reviews. 5-star reviews. This is a great place, but the world doesn't know that unless we tell them that. So that's our job. I will now move on down the agenda and stop talking. And I've asked Milt Cross to come tell us about the pottery initiative before we move on to lifestyle. So would you join us here?
Oh, my goodness. The response. If any of you attended last Friday's initiative program, you know that pottery was one of the things that was coming as the new initiative for the coming year. We have moved right along. We are in the final phase of coming up with a complete program for the club. We have gotten space. The main thing, we have acquired space, thanks to Jim, through LifeSpace. We will be in a suite on the bottom floor of the 260 building on Wekiva Boulevard. It is a 3-story building directly behind the Oaks. And to get there, yes, we will have transportation. There is a gate that connects back there. At this point, we have to wait 2 weeks before we can get into the suite. It's currently not occupied, but the previous occupants are storing material in there, whatever, I don't know what all that is. But they're gonna have it out in 2 weeks. We are then planning on going in. We need very little renovation. Lenny said he needs to put in a new sink for us and a few things. So we will have that under control. The next thing is equipment. We have made a proposal to the foundation, and they have shown interest in funding. We have some other people that have also shown interest in supporting the initiative. So, what are our plan? We expect probably mid-July the space will be ready so we can put our equipment, if we get it on time, into place. I would expect that in the last part of July, be looking at your weekly things, we will have sessions, probably a half-hour sessions at various times where we can give you a little more information and you can sign up. We have had over roughly 40 to 45 people that have shown interest, and it's I got 2 more this morning. So we will then give you a chance to pick a time, probably starting in August, where we will have classes, roughly, we're going to try 8 people at a time. Richard Levine, he's not here, but he's my fellow potter, and we're going to try and run classes. After the first class, we hope to have time and have our act together so that we can have another 6 or 8 people that think they might be interested come and observe the class to see, am I interested or not interested? And so, all I can say right now, it's happening. It's been a lot of work between Maurice, Richard Levine, and myself, and thanks to Jim working with LifeSpace, he got a lot of hurdles cleared for us. So all I can say is stay tuned, but if you have any questions, just nail me anytime. My number's in the book, and I'll be glad to answer them after. I can't answer them now because I'm on a time crunch, and I am petrified for that.
Thank you, Bill. Okay. I mentioned to you that Stan asked Sean to come and answer a couple things for us. He is here. I told him we would plug him in as he arrived. So, you may come up, Sean, and do you want me to go to that slide or not? Just speak.
everybody. I'm here just to let you guys know a little bit more about what's going on with Centrix and to also push Hotwire on you one more time. So we'll start with Centrix. Unfortunately, with the equipment they installed a month and a half ago, the technology that pushes out both TV and internet to your houses works on a DB. So the signal that gets sent out has to be at a certain level. I'm going to give you a fictitious number just so I make it pretty simple to understand. But say from the house, meaning our clubhouse, where the actual signal resonates from, it has to go out at a signal level of 50. Now, as it goes through the community, there are amplifiers throughout the community to grab that signal and continue pushing it along at that signal strength. The old equipment worked on a dB of, say, 50. The new equipment that came in is working off of a new signal strength that was going to be 55. The new equipment that they installed is very finicky and it has to be at that level. And as they've been going through for the last month and a half and doing all the scans, they found that a lot of the amps had to be resynced to be able to continue carrying the signal farther and at a higher rate. And that's the reason why you guys are having issues, excuse me, especially at peak times. You know, just after dinner, through the evening, I get a lot of emails saying, oh, my internet went down around 8 o'clock tonight, or it went down at 7 o'clock in the morning. Those are your peak hours here, and unfortunately, the signal strength that was going out wasn't good enough. So for the past 2 days, they've actually had 2 separate technicians going around to every single one of the amplifiers and retuning it. They feel that they have fixed the issue. So today, they're going to be back on site today and tomorrow to go to all the residents that are currently, I think I have a list of 8 or 9 people that still cannot get connected. They're going to hit every single one of those apartments and all the houses and make sure that the connection is back. So I will be sending out a Blackboard message that will ask everybody, if you still have no internet, please let me know because I'll add you to the list for them to come and visit. Now, everybody's going to say, is this going to go down again? Are we going to continue to have problems? I'm going to tell you yes. They're going to say no. But this is something we unfortunately have to live with until August, I guess it's the 30th or the 28th. I cannot remember the exact date that Hotwire's service gets turned up. But that is quickly approaching and it can't come quick enough for me, and I'm sure for you guys as well. So any other questions about Centrix before I jump over to Hotwire really quick? That's awesome, thank you. Hotwire, please make sure you mark your calendars. July 1st or July 2nd, come to the town hall meeting. Hotwire is going to be here in numbers. They're going to be doing their spiel, the presentation of everything that's going to come for your basic package, being how many TV channels, what that TV channel lineup is, and what type of internet to expect. They'll give you more information of things like people will say, well, what happens if I have 2 TVs? Well, with the package you're going to get, you end up getting 2 HDMI sticks that you plug into your TVs and they work. If you have more than 2 TVs, then you're going to have to pay for those sticks and they'll have pricing for you guys at that time. But please make sure you're here on the 1st and the 2nd. They give you all the information. At that time as well, they'll set up a schedule. I believe it's the July 12th weekend and the July 19th week that they'll be having a calendar set up to be able to sit down with you guys one-on-one, because on the 1st and the 2nd, they'll be giving you all the information about the services so you can take it home, absorb it for a little bit of time, so you come and sit down to be able to set up your account with them. You'll know exactly what it is you want, and they can also tell you if you have any other questions saying, you know, if I really like the old Western station that's not included on here, can I get it? They'll say yes, and it'll be an added cost. All right? Oh, go ahead.
Will you capsulize or print something out about what they said on the 1st and 2nd, because some of us might not be here?
They're going to give you guys a big pamphlet with all the information on it. And if you guys don't have that availability, I'm 100% positive Maurice will get it put into the Green Horizon so you guys can have a copy of it as well. All right. Just a little bit more information. You'll see a lot of holes being dug around the property. They're pulling in all the conduit and all the fiber. And they unfortunately made a mess of Sue's building, but our lovely Dino got in there and corrected that pretty quickly. 2 times. The current situation, or not situation, but the current schedule right now, if you guys have seen the Blackboard messaging, as they're starting to do the electrical outlets that we're putting inside of all the little cubby closets to try and make sure we're hiding all the equipment. So nobody has to see an extra 4 or 5 pieces of equipment on the wall. It's ought to be nicely hidden. And behind them, or just in front of them, they have the Hotwire team coming in to bring the fiber directly into your actual apartments. So, we started on A and we're working through to F with the electrical. They've completed A, B is gonna be done today, and they're gonna start C today. Hot wire's starting in F, so they're gonna be coming by each other. We're hoping that we can actually get hot wire to start falling behind the electricians in A, because then we can not bother anybody and that closet's all finished and it's ready to go for when hot wire's ready to actually put their equipment in and start lighting it up. Yes?
Is this installation going to happen in the villas?
Yes, but that'll be done on an individual basis. Because the villas are somewhat custom, the walls are not all in the exact same spots. We'll have to come in and figure out what closet space we can put the outlets into. But that's gonna be done, once the apartments are done, then we'll address the villas. Yes?
Do we have to be present in the apartment when they come?
No, so we've been putting out door flyers, and on the door flyer it's saying there's gonna be an actual life space representative, Village on the Green representative there inside of the building while they're doing the electrical work. They'll knock on the door. We've been giving out flyers telling you that we'll be there starting at 9 a.m. And if you're not there, we will come in, but they're gonna leave a door hanger letting you know that we were in there and we finished the job we needed to do. Yes?
Do I need to be home today to them
You referring to Centrix or referring to?
Centrix.
Sorry?
Would you repeat the questions?
I definitely will.
Centrix today, because it's the 8th day that I haven't had.
Sherry's asking if she needs to be there today. For Centrix, no, I can go in with them to make sure we can test it, and for Hotwire, no, we can go in again, we'll leave you a door hanger.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
The electrical outlet install took about 15 minutes in my apartment. So Sean has said, leave 2 hours available, but it's taking less time because he overestimated to protect us so that we could go, yay, it was shorter.
And they're not penetrating deep into your apartments, it's all within, what, 5 feet of your front door?
Yep,
So,
very close, very close.
Sue, I just wanted to remind people to take things off their shelf.
Yes.
So that they have room to work.
Yes, it goes on the top shelf. In my place, in most places, it's the pantry. And if you will clear that top shelf yourself, rather than leaving it for them to put down on your counter, it will go faster and you will get to choose where your stuff goes instead of coming back to your apartment and finding everything that used to be on that shelf on the counter. And you need to keep that shelf empty until they get their equipment up there, because it may take the whole shelf. It may not, but it might. So since they're coming along simultaneously or very quickly, leave it empty until they're done, and then you see what space is left for you. Just the top shelf.
You said the pantry?
In most apartment
90% of the apartments, as soon as you walk in the door, so she's asking where the equipment's gonna be installed and what pantry. So what we're referring to is, in a majority of all the apartments, when you walk in your door, there's 2 closet spaces. One of them is occupied by your HVAC. The second one is your pantry. So that upper shelf on the very top is where they're trying to squish everything and hide it so you guys don't see it. And it also helps us in the future to be able to troubleshoot something, because we'll know where it is installed in everyone's apartment. All right.
What about the villas, which bedroom?
So again, the question is about, what about the villas? The villas, again, is going to be on a villa by villa basis. If you're one of the villas that already has a comm panel installed where the washer and dryer are, some people have it in the room just outside of the garage, some people have it outside of their bedroom, that's where all the equipment's going to be going. If you do not have a comm panel already installed, that's where we have to come in one-on-one and figure out where we're going to end up installing it.
What's a compound?
Comm panel?
The washer dryer together.
Oh, sorry, comm panel. It looks like it's a plastic panel on the wall that houses all the internet equipment.
Communications.
Where the modem is.
Yeah.
So, to recap, Sean is saying each villa will be done on an individual basis because none of them look alike.
Yeah, they've all been customized with yours. Sorry?
Siobhan, what you're saying is when we walk in the apartment, immediately next to the air conditioner, okay, that's not the pantry in a lot of them, that's the clothes closet.
Which
The-
is-
then that's where it will be. It's the closest small closet that doesn't have air conditioning to it in your apartment by the front door.
So she was asking again, I called it a pantry, some people have it as a clothing closet, but it's gonna be the closest closet that's not inhabited by HVAC equipment. It'll be the next closest one, the tiny little closet that's there. That space will need the top rack to be able to install the outlets. Sorry.
The layout of the Mossy Stone Court, Phyllis, are a little bit different from all the others. You're still talking about right inside the front door, that first.
Each one will have to be individual.
Yeah,
I
on
mean,
the
you'll
villas-
have to look to see where the best place for
And
you.
they'll be notified that.
We're gonna come and knock and consult with you guys and say, listen, we're gonna put it in this closet. You guys have an issue with that. We're just making sure that none of the equipment actually gets installed, so you visually see it, because there is quite a bit. There's actually 4 components to what Hotwire is installing. It's gonna be their ONT box, which is where the fiber goes. It ends up being their router, and there's also a Euro device, which takes care of handling out the Wi-Fi, and there's another small little power pack that goes with it. So when they showed us the sample of how it was installed on a wall, yes, it was kind of organized on the wall, but it took up a lot of wall space. But it's also in an area where we would not want anybody moving a chair, or if you guys had your walkers or anything else pushed up against it, knocking it out. So we're making sure it's being hidden, number 1, so you can't see it. Number 2 is to make sure that the actual equipment doesn't get touched. Yes.
Sean, is there any advantage to centrally locating that in the larger units? In other words, central location as opposed to by the door or the garage?
And again, we're trying to make sure that all the equipment's installed in one location, so if there's any kind of troubleshooting, we know where to go exactly, instead of, trying to keep a notice saying in apartment or building B222. It's gonna be located in the back closet because it was a bit bigger, better space. We're trying to make sure that everything is gonna be basically cookie cutter to make sure we can get to the areas really quick. Plus, everybody who's involved with the construction team and with the Hotwire team and the electrical team, they all have the exact same direction and they all know what to do.
I think we have a little bit of everything.
Okay.
I think some things are just on the floor, other times it's on a shelf or a cabinet.
Yeah.
It's all over the place.
That's
So
why
they-
they're coming and doing
Yeah.
each one individually. Let's move on.
Okay.
Thank you.
Everybody's good?
Thank you. Stan, would you come give our lifestyle report?
Good morning. First off, I want to say that Lifestyle Committee took the time to thank Maurice for the excellent job that she had done. With regards to Mills, making the molds, what do you call them? Pottery, yeah. This is a rumor, you do not have to watch the movie Ghost 2 times before seeing it. And if you don't know why that is, I'll tell you later. It's just a joke. The live and learn, and everyone's concerned, it's today. I'll speak slowly. It's today at 3 o'clock. If anybody during the time says, I didn't hear about it, or I hit her about it and forgot, you will not get dessert for the rest of the week. Okay? So that's today at 3 o'clock. Be sure you're there. Yeah. Okay, and some of the other programs, and this is all coming up real quick, so you gotta sign. The Out to Lunch Bunch, and the very first outing will be the Naughty Lobster, June 13th at 11:30 a.m. And I'm sure there's a place for you to sign up for this outside. Thank you. And we get to the that's the next one. Yeah, next one. Oh, that's the thing, yeah, that's the one we're going to, right? All right.
It's our second outing.
Oh, the second outing, yeah. The second outing is Joe's Crab Shack. You'll pardon me that I got notification I was going to speak at 10:30 or 10 o'clock last night. I was the third choice, and I guess the only reason they thought I should do it is because of the Dead Sea Scrolls, because I was there 2,000 years ago. The last one is special, brought about by Maurice, and it's the anniversary celebration, Chautauqua at the Village. It's going to be a multi-day event, including a speaker Maurice knows, who has conducted Chautauqua retreat events. He will lecture on 3 presidents over 3 decades. There will be a related hands-on art project. It will be a breakout discussion. There will be groups and a final celebration event. Residents can pick and choose the events to attend. Details will follow. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stan. The first 2 of the President's lectures are in the Green Horizons here on the bottom of page 8. So if you want to see what's coming. Okay, Lynn, would you come tell us about health and wellness? Lots going on.
Here we go. I probably could tell you everything, and it would take me days to tell you what's going on. Health and Wellness Committee has been very, very, very active. If anybody wants to come and be part of the committee or sit and be a guest, we meet on the 3rd Wednesday of the month at 10 o'clock at the multi-purpose room. I welcome anybody or any suggestions. I want to reiterate that we had an absolutely fabulous retreat done by our chaplain, Chaplain Tom, gave a tremendous amount of time. We went over to Winter Park, to the Cape, and there were about 24 of us. It was very, very well received. Because of that, Triva is also going to do in July a book called 6 Secrets of Health and Happiness. It's 6 weeks of doing it. We really, really enjoyed the presentation that she gave, and we're looking forward. There'll be a sign-up sheet. I don't know how many she's willing to take, but if there's more, I'm sure she'll be willing to do more. We just have so much. I don't want you to forget that the caregiver support group is going on. Very, very important. Friends of the Oaks. Remember Fred Boyle he's chairing that. Anybody who wants to volunteer to go over to the Oaks, when you go over there, you need to sign in so that we know that you're over there in case something happens, there's a fire, we need to count on who's over there. Also, on the 3rd Thursday at 11 a.m., there is a tour of the Oaks. Very important. You know, some of us forget that there's that whole facility across the street. You know, because we have blind eyes, we don't want to think that maybe we'll go over there, etc. But it's very important for you to go over there to familiarize yourself with what's going on between memory care, assisted, skilled nursing, and the rehab. It's very important with our physical therapy also. Blah, 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 blah. I forgot my glasses. Anyway, we have also, Maurice has gotten a wonderful program from University of South Florida. We've partnered with them, and they are doing, it's a simulcast, which means sort of like a Zoom. They're putting it up, and they were supposed to start Monday, and of course we had difficulty with our internet. Needless to say, we could not do it. But the next session is going to be on Friday, Navigating the Emotional Terrains of Aging. Very good. Come. We always have great things to talk about there. 624 is health and wellness, is feed your brain, fuel your body. All right? Lots going on. Oh, also there's a medical list, the on-site clinic, everything on the clinic of our providers that are across the street that can give you help. Any of these providers are available. You need to contact them. I've sent the list out to every area rep, and they should have it. If you don't have it, let me know. It's very important. And what does that say? Oh, July 1st. Health and Wellness is doing a great. We have a new audiologist that's looking to come to us. He's doing what we love, lunch and learn. So here you can come and you can get free lunch besides learning about audiologists, how important it is to wear your hearing aids, etc. I yell at all my friends about wearing hearing aids, how important it is for your brain function. Also, We did it great during the retreat on socialization and aging. I did it, it was really good. Anyway.
Yes, it was.
It was really good. Anyway, Maurice and I are talking about some further workshops that we're looking to do. One of the areas that I think is very important to all of us is how to communicate with somebody who's having some kind of cognitive issues. We have a lot of our friends, our spouses, whatever, you know, are sitting with us at dinner, and all of a sudden they're saying things that are a little off or repeating themselves a lot, and we're just not sure how to talk to them, how to be okay, how to invite them into your world. And so we're looking at possibly a workshop on that. If you are interested, let me know. I think it would be good, or any other thing. Did I got it all? Thank you. Thank you.
Any questions for Lynn?
Questions? We're good?
Okay.
Be active. Very important.
Next is Basil for Flyco.
Good morning, everybody. Now, we have really three things that I'm going to just hit the top of, because there's too much if we get into any of the individual things. First, in Flycker's business, the statute for the Florida for CCRCs like this is 651. You should all know that. But right now, there's a major effort that's been going on for 2 years to reform that 651. It will go on, and you'll hear more about it later, but we'll try to enter the Legislative Assembly in 2027. And that reform movement is, like I said, been going on. We've never got it onto the floor yet, but we're hopeful for 27. Second thing, last week we had a really important meeting here of something that's new on the horizon for residents of CCRCs. When I moved in here, there was no such thing as an obligated group. Obligated groups are common today, and they have implications for our residents. Our meeting last week gave us the very first of a draft of a training module on that subject. It was very interactive, a lot of good things came out of it. We forwarded our notes to Flycra and got a very nice response thanking us for our inputs. Third, we'll have some local events here. The Connections, the next edition of Connections will be a president's column, and that's a guy named Ken Shanahan who took part in that January meeting. And he is going to give the agenda, and he will give you, I think, a little introduction into what obligated groups are all about and some of the implications for residents such as you. I'm just going to leave it at that because I want you to know that there are really three concurrent things happening. They all apply to you. I'll try to get stuff out as soon as we know it here that's useful for you, but they're all very important. Any questions on that? Thank you.
Connections is a newsletter that comes 4 times a year, and as a member of Flycra, which almost everybody is, and the first year of your Flycra membership after you move in is paid for by the foundation, which we are very appreciative of. Basil, do you have to request Connections online?
No, that comes automatically.
This comes automatically to you, and so as Lloyd said a couple of months ago, and I will say it again, when it comes, take the time to read it. Don't put it straight in the trash, which is what I did for the first 3 months I was here. So this is a valuable piece of information. The
e-newsletter.
It's an e-newsletter as well. On the other side of that slide lists the modules that currently exist And the one that we had the opportunity to give input on last week with Basil's leadership is on obligated groups. If you have no idea what that is, hold tight. A month from now, we will explain it to you. Okay, Ann.
Hello, everybody. Today I'm wearing the Foundation Advisory Committee hat, or at least for most of it, and I'm aiming at this, but I'm going to start off a little backwards. LifeSpace Foundation set up its own philanthropic entity LifeSpace Inc. set up its own independent philanthropic thing in LifeSpace Foundation. And at every community, they have a foundation advisory committee, of which I'm chair here, to make sure that the donations to LifeSpace Foundation are spent at the community. Now this is your money, and we're very, very careful to make sure that whatever comes out of that is in the best interest of the community. And there's so many things. I mean, this is the most generous community I've ever seen. It's the only one I've ever lived into. But, when you think about it, the grand piano here, that's your money. You bought that. That came from foundation funds. Our support for FLYCRA for first-year residents, that's your money, you donated it, it's for greater cause for everybody, and we felt that was money well spent. Just recently, we've had enormous contributions made to completely redo our entryway. It got lost out in the last reverberation we did, whenever that was, and the entryway was just never done. Now it's going to be done, and we thank the resident donor who gave that. We've had many, many independent donations, and we accept everything from big ones down to $10 a month or whatever. We welcome all of it, and I think you should be proud that this is such a giving community. It's wonderful. But what I wanted to mention specifically with the foundation is that they also have a scholarship program. Now, and it's not one that has been particularly promoted in the last few years, although it has existed all along. As you know here, we have scholarship programs. You're all familiar with Greedy Wilkins, and it's the one that concentrates on the culinary servers as they get ready to leave Village on the Green and go off to their 4-year college of choice or 2-year college of choice, whatever. And LifeSpace Incorporated has a scholarship program for its full-time team members. And of course, they usually tap into that if they want educational help. But LifeSpace Foundation Scholarship helps full-time, part-time, and what's the other term? Wait just a minute, I'm gonna get it. PRNs. Those are part-time employees when we need them. And what I'm particularly interested in with that is the part-time team members, because they're the ones that haven't been concentrated on. Those are your cart drivers, your housekeepers, and if, they could very well be interested in pursuing a slightly higher education or a certification for something to booster themselves in standing, and that's where LifeSpace Foundation can also help. Now, in this next Spring Horizon, we'll have a more detailed description of how the program works. All the programs are fairly much the same, but for the foundation, the students or the applicants would send in their application to HR. This is handled through HR, and it's the Foundation Advisory Committee that just helps process the money part of it going forward. But they would submit their application in December through HR. They would be determined to be qualified for hours and that sort of thing. And then it would come to the Foundation Advisory Committee to release the funds to help them. These funds go directly to the school. They don't go to the applicant, as with most programs. Brady Wilkins applicants meet in January of each year and go through their orientation, and they submit, and then they're determined eligible, and that's how that works. So all of them are a little bit different, but what I'm driving at is we have more than one scholarship program, and we're all looking for your support, of course, and they're all very, very important. And as I say, we all accept donations, and I would like to think that you would consider Lifespace Foundation as one as you plan your giving for the year, that you would help out that as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Ann. Yes, we have 3 pockets that would be glad for contributions from us. And Brady Wilkins, we have seen the outcome of that recently, and is now telling us about the scholarships available to team members. And now we'll have Jill Kroon tell us about the Team Member Appreciation Fund, which is the 3rd pocket available to all employees, more than 300, and comes as a holiday bonus, the first paycheck in December. Okay. Please come up and tell us about it.
Okay. It's the time of year when the sports season just keeps on going. It keeps going over and over and over. There's the NBA. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just saying. It's the time of year when the sports season is really here. There's the NBA, those finals are ending. There's the hockey, baseball's coming for a long time. FIFA is coming, and for those of you who follow golf, don't worry, because I think that's on all 12 months of the year. But when all these championships and tournaments wind down, you'll notice there's another team effort, and that is, right here in our community, the Employee Appreciation Fund. And we do football. So pretty soon, we will have the football field up with the footballs that we're going to move down the line as donations come in. And I just want to remind you that we're a non-tipping community. We don't tip at all. The Employee Appreciation Fund gives us a chance to thank the team members who work throughout the year and make our community such a good place to live. And just thinking about today, I wanted to have my notes typed up so I could have them, and my printer was not working with the computer. They were just disagreeable. And so I came up to the desk, and Maurice was there, and this was at 10:20. And I said, if I forward my email to you, will you print it out for me? And she said, of course. That's pretty extra, you know, and people go a long way to help us here. And also, somebody came in early, set up the chairs, they made sure the room was clean and ready. Somebody prepared that infused water that's out there for us to get. Somebody recorded this meeting, and later today, somebody will probably take your phone order, prepare your meal, make sure it's packaged, ready to take home, or they'll drive you where you need to go in a golf cart. We have a lot of services that we have all the time, and people that are working hard to make us happy and make our lives easier. And recently, you know, my husband has been in the Oaks. He's been in there since March, which has been a long haul. And the golf cart drivers are so sweet. They watch to see whether I come to dinner and when I leave, and they will call me on the phone at 8:30 to make sure that I get home safely. And that is really sweet. That is going the extra mile. We have a lot of people here who go the extra mile, and we want to reward them. And, you know, when somebody like that, I mean, I can't give them an extra $1 or $2, you know, when they call me. So I am definitely going to put extra money in the Team Appreciation Fund. It's just once a year. You don't have to reach in your wallet every day and tip. And there's several ways to do it. Last year we had amazing support. We had over $125,000, which is our goal. And we want to have even more this year. Participation is volunteer. Whoops. participation is voluntary, and every contribution is important. And there's several ways to give. You can make a one-time gift, just open your checkbook, write a check, it's over with. If you have an IRA and you have to take an RMD, you can have your RMD sent right directly to LifeSpace, and that way you don't have to pay tax on it. Which is an easy way. If you have to take an RMD and you don't know what you want to do with the money or how much you want to donate, you can take that and have it put in a DAF, a donor advised fund, and then you can make your decision later and write checks. There's a lot of ways to do it and ways to be smart about your giving, and there are several ideas, and depending upon your circumstances, things can vary. But if you're interested in doing any of those things, you can see me and I'll tell you what questions you need to ask your financial advisor, because obviously I'm not qualified on that. But please be generous and think about, as you go through the day, just think about how many people have helped you just in one day. So thank you very much and contribute.
Thank you, Jill. We will finish up with Stan telling us a little bit more about Hotwire, if you need to. Did Sean say it all?
You pretty much did. I just have a few other words.
Okay, he's got a few other words. Are you surprised? I took this page from the Green Horizons, so you can find this on one of the back pages of Green Horizons as well.
As a public service announcement, Myrna has asked me to tell you at 3 o'clock today is the event. I will get a free drink for that, right? Thank you. We have a bunch of major projects going on here. I'd like you to know that daily I am on top of the Hotwire and visit with Sean and Jim to make sure it's going and what the latest updates are. One of the residents said that at another community his buddies had, great, they have an e-com committee, and we should have one here. Well, in December, following the new council, we have the fair and people sign up for the e-com committee. Well, we had 4 names of which I had a right to in myself, okay? And so, while there's no formal committee, if you have any ideas, any thoughts, please come to me. On this communications upgrade, I went to the lifestyle committee and Richard Levine jumped on it with 3 feet, and now he's all at the Plan Ops meetings. We need it, we're going to get it. I am looking at one other project. I don't know how many of you have hearing aids or use hearing aids. However, there used to be a system in here that provided a signal. It is not the most up-to-date system. There are other systems that will allow you, if you're wearing hearing aids and going to an airport, that you can get direct feed of announcements at that. I'm getting that information and great inputs from Jane Wahlberg. So we're looking at a great way to improve anybody who has hearing aids here. And that includes and does everybody know the difference between internet and Wi-Fi? Do you care? Good, okay.
That brings us to the end of the agenda. Does anybody have any questions or comments? We have 2 minutes. Hearing none?
Wait, what's the difference?
All right, Stan, they want to know the difference between internet and Wi-Fi. You started something. One minute.
Internet is a signal that goes around the entire world. The Wi-Fi is the door at any local place that gets you into that internet. The Wi-Fi gets you into the internet signal. The Wi-Fi can also be used in your house to control certain devices. And a more local one is called Bluetooth, which allows you to also control devices in your house. Internet overall, Wi-Fi, how we get to the internet, Bluetooth in the local area in your house for devices. Thank you.